Robin.
Yeah, we got to say hi to G. Gordon Liddy. He's on the hotline, Anthony.
Oh, the hotline.
Liddy will be on Extreme Channel 152 starting Monday. That's very cool. G. Gordon Liddy.
How you doing, guys?
What's up? It's Opie and Anthony and Jim Norton. Welcome to XM.
Well, I'm delighted to be aboard.
Very happy to have G. Gordon Liddy part of the XM family. That's good. A nice guy to have. On your team, I think.
Well, yeah, I'm curious as to why they put me on the Extreme channel.
Really? Yeah. Why is that? You don't use foul language or anything.
No, only when I'm seriously annoyed.
You don't want to get Liddy seriously annoyed either.
No,
What is your show going to be about? What is your show going to be about? Is it because I heard you on broadcast radio and I used to enjoy listening to your show. What can we expect now?
Nothing different. You don't quarrel with success. What this does is for me is the same as it does for you. Being on satellite radio puts you in every market in the country.
Absolutely.
Well, we're doing this because we like to curse.
Well, that's fine. If that's your thing.
He's on a big delay.
I tend to react violently rather than with language.
Yes, Mr. Liddy. I've heard rumor, and I don't know if you've ever confirmed it or not. Have you ever taken a life?
There's no what they call statute of limitations on that. And that big S you see on my forehead does not stand for simple.
Really? So you're not fessing up to having maybe taken a life during some of your covert operations?
I don't fess up to anything at any time under any circumstances. That's foolish.
That's true. The guy did some prison time for Watergate. We all know that. He didn't rat.
What's that?
I say you didn't rat. That was good. I like that.
I was born in Brooklyn, and I know the rules.
You don't rat. That's right.
I have a question, Mr. Liddy, because it's amazing. Like, people have always said to me, my two friends were talking, and I'm sitting there listening, and my one friend, now I don't know enough about Watergate, to be very honest with you, I really don't, but my one friend says, man, after Watergate, everything changed, and my other friend goes, no, man, not everything.
No, I wouldn't say everything changed after Watergate. Things change from time to time. Change is inevitable.
Absolutely.
It's a logical fallacy that goes by the Latin name post hoc ergo propter hoc, which means after the fact, therefore because of the fact. That's a fallacy.
I believe that. Absolutely. You see any of your old Watergate buddies?
Most of them are dead, so I don't get to see.
That's true.
Yeah.
No, huh?
No.
Hey, where do you stand on the Iraq situation there, Mr. Liddy?
Well, I think it was smart to go in there. The president said that they were going to affect regime change on anybody who was against us or with the terrorists, and he did the same. My son fought all the way from Kuwait to Baghdad, and his outfit found a training camp for terrorists that had facilities for 400 terrorists. They had, 600 terrorists. They had 40 buildings, complete facilities. There was a lot of that going on, and Saddam Hussein was behind it. My son's a lieutenant colonel in the Marine Corps. That son. The other son's commander in the SEALs.
Wow. Yeah, if you got Liddy as G. Gordon Liddy as your father, you better be an overachiever. Because I have a feeling you're probably a rough dad to have.
Well, I suppose so. The last time I parachuted with the Israeli Defense Force Parachute Regiment, I was 72.
72, he's parachuting him with Israelis.
Wow.
Jesus Christ. You still got your motorcycle?
I have two of them. I've got a Heritage Springer that I keep here on the East Coast. Then I've got a Fat Boy that I have in my home in Arizona. Out in Arizona, I've got the modified Corvette. It's they only made I think they made fewer than 7,000 of them. They were CR1s with the Lotus engine in it. Then I had Lingenfelter Engineering modify it, so it's 520 horsepower, a little over 200 miles an hour. It's a beautiful car.
You still do any? You still get called up to do any jobs for the company?
No, not recently. I haven't done anything.
No, huh? It must be.
I wouldn't tell you, would I?
No, of course you would.
That's what I was waiting for.
You know, we had the same boss, Mr. Liddy.
Before reading stuff there.
Yeah, we had the same boss. Good old Ken Stevens.
Oh, is he? Is he in XM?
Oh no, he's sailing around in his boat.
No, he was our boss when we.
He bought a yacht and what have you, and has been sailing around. But when you said the same boss, I thought maybe he was now.
I should have said we used to have. Yeah, I should have said we used to have the same boss. Yeah, he got fired because of us. So.
Well, he isn't doing badly. Now, he was with Mel Karmazin when Mel Karmazin had about 5 or 6 stations, and so Mel paid him in one of those things, where you buy a share.
Stock options.
Yeah, stock options.
Penny stocks.
So he's got stock options for Viacom. He can buy a share of Viacom for like 50 cents.
Hey, Mr. Liddy, why didn't you ever slip some cyanide into Don and Mike's coffee?
Well, it's the same reason people say, why didn't you shoot John Dean? 9mm.
Well, okay, I'll ask you that too.
17 cents a round, and he's not worth it.
Were you afraid that Don's breath would ruin the effects of the cyanide?
Oh my God! I don't know how the hell you dealt with that.
Yeah,
guy.
the more popularly known as Old Dumpster Gums and Mike Show. No, thanks.
The way I dealt with him is to just intimidate his fat ass. That was all.
Probably who was worse to deal with?
When I first came on, this is going back 13 years or something like that. He was there, and I have it's a freak of nature. I was born with extraordinarily large testicles, and I happened to mention it on the air. And
wait, slow down.
He's having his wife call in to the show to testify as to the size of his balls. It's really hysterical.
But your balls are much bigger, Mr. Liddy.
Well, yeah, I had to have an operation to reduce their size. They grew so large it was very difficult for me to walk.
Wait, how big did they get?
About the size of small grapefruit.
Stop it.
Now, how much was that operation, and would XM Insurance cover our producer if he needed to have that done?
Yeah, we got a producer that we think has a huge
set of balls.
We're not positive, though, yet. Now, what do they do to reduce the size of your ballies?
A urological operation.
No, I understand. Well, what's like the procedure? They just scrape them out? I mean,
they did it, right? They do it under anesthesia.
They just kind of reduce the mass of your testicles, I guess.
Well, that's right, yeah.
Are you more comfortable now, sir?
I'd just be standing there, and it would look like I was aroused and all that kind of stuff. It was very embarrassing.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Who knew?
I had no idea.
Everyone assumed G. Gordon Liddy had a big set of balls, but that literally have it.
You're jumping out of airplanes and your balls are hitting you in the face.
Pretty close to it.
Makes those.
Wow.
That's got to be awkward. People always thinking that you're in that.
All right, the parachute harness really kind of squishes you down there, doesn't it?
Well, as a matter of fact, if you don't get it adjusted correctly, there's some guys that who I know of, the American Airborne, that have actually lost a testicle by having it crushed, by not having it adjusted properly in the opening shock.
All right. Our producer is laughing so hard he's falling down. He's in the corner. So you had the big, huge grapefruit-sized balls. How was the rest of the junk? Was it proportional?
proportionate size.
All right.
So you must have a huge hog.
Oh, I don't know. I've got a huge hog. I mean, you mean my Harley Davidson?
Liddy gets the job done. Always has. All right.
Yeah.
Mr. G. Gordon Liddy, we would love to say thank you and welcome you to the XM family with your big balls.
Well, I'm delighted to be in the XM family. And
where can we find your program?
Which channel?
Yeah, it's going to be. Go ahead.
Most of the information about the program and about the switching to satellite and everything is on my website, which is LiddyShow.com. Not to be confused with my calendar website, which is StackedandPacked.com.
StackedandPacked.com is your calendar website?
Yeah, I put out a calendar every year. What we do is in the spring, we say to all the women who want to be in the calendar, have your boyfriend or your husband or something like that take pictures of you either in the nude or in a bikini or whatever you choose and send it in. And then we get hundreds of pictures in from listener women, and then we select the finalists, and they are sent off to a professional photographer. And we have this calendar. There's two things. They have to be good-looking women, and they have to have a firearm. What I decided to do when I decided to do this, I wanted to do the most politically incorrect thing I could think of. And back when I was a kid, every garage and you'd go into had what I would call a girly calendar. And that is now politically incorrect, and they don't like it. And I said, well, that's fine, but how am I going to really outrage these bastards? So all the women who are in there are holding a firearm. Some of them add insult to injury by being on a Harley Davidson. But my producer is on the cover in the nude, and she's also inside the inside the thing. So
wow.
It's StackedandPacked.com. You go there and you can read all about it. And if you want to get a calendar,
we're on
have a few left.
We're on the front page with this a very hot blonde with big boobs holding a machine gun. It looks like.
That's lovely. You want to be politically incorrect, though. You should have them in blackface singing the tsunami song.
There's one thing to be politically incorrect. It's another thing to insult your fellow human beings.
I agree with you, Mr. Liddy.
I have a question for you, because a lot of people have been, about political correctness. This guy I know was saying that he thinks political correctness has made it much harder to be honest in broadcast radio. And I went, do you really think so? And he said, yeah.
I think that's correct. You have to, if you want to be honest in broadcast radio, you do that. But you're going to offend some people, I would suggest. Not necessarily by your language, but by your ideas. Political correctness is not something that is directed toward language. It's directed toward ideas. In a certain sense, it's directed toward language because Americans as a group, this is not a universal, but there's a tremendous amount of Americans have what I would call a national fault, and that is that they tend to turn away from and deny unpleasant reality through the misuse of language. And look, and sometimes it's simply done for purposes of making money. Let's say that I'm one of the environmental wackos, and I want to raise some money. Well, I'm not going to send out a fundraising letter asking you to send in $5 to save a swamp. I'm going to ask you to save a wetland. The suckers will line up to send in money for a wetland, but not for a swamp. Same thing for a jungle. Who wants to save a jungle? Those messy places that we fought through in Vietnam and World War II and everything. But again, the suckers will line up to save the rainforest. See what I mean?
Right. I got to agree with you there. Yep. I agree with a lot of what Mr. Liddy says.
Yep.
Of course.
All right. Well, Liddy, thanks for calling us. We greatly appreciate it. You're going to be on Extreme Channel 152 starting Monday on XM Satellite Radio.
Okay. Is it Extreme Channel because I'm on it, or I'm on it because it's extreme? Which is it?
You're extreme, Mr. Liddy.
Oh, heaven forfend.
All right, we got to get back to this game here. So thank you.
You're welcome.
We'll talk to you again,
You're
okay? All right, good luck with the new show. It's G. Gordon Liddy, everyone.
Oh, the ball fell right off the table.
All right.
Your questions are hysterical.
I'm trying to get to the meat of the issues.
Of course you are. He said, yeah.
Robin,